on the farm myself. Let me describe first the farm. I've stated before that I was born in Spring Arbor, February 3rd, 1921. The family moved to the farm in the spring of 41 in time for my father to plant crops and plant some trees, fruit trees, and get the farm going. Of course, I don't remember that. The farm was 40 acres. The first part of the farm was 40 acres. When we got there, it had apple trees, and it had some currant bushes and some gooseberry bushes, plums and pears and cherries. However, only about 3/4 of the farm was tillable. The rest was marsh. Well, of course, the marsh was good grazing for the animals, so that was no problem. Some things on the farm that were extraordinary. The farm had been used as a lime, there was a lime quarry in the back of the farm. And right just 100 yards south of the house on the hill was a lime kiln where they burned the lime stone to make it into lime, which they sold.
To make soap, or?
I don't know what they did with it. We never used it. We never did anything with it except eventually erase it and get it all filled in. It had fallen into ruins, but as a little kid, it was a place to explore. Both places were places to explore. Let me describe the house. It was a typical house of that time. It was built on a stone and mortar foundation. There was a large living room and dining room combination. In this living room was a stove, a heating stove. And it had my dad had built a bay window on the south side of the house, windows all around, and that's where my mother grew plants, flowers, all kinds of flowers and plants. And then in the springtime, this was where, with the trays of soil, we started the tomato plants, because we raised some tomatoes.
What were your parents' names?
My dad's name was Vivian. My mother's name was Vesta. My dad called her, I always thought it was Bess, but I guess it was Vess. Vess for short. Of course, we called him Pa, and we called her Ma, which is short for Mama and Papa, which are, I think, Italian expressions of affection for the parents. On the west side of the house was a lean-to part of the house, and in there was the kitchen. Under the kitchen floor was the cistern for soft water for washing clothes, and there was a pump right beside the stove that you could pump the water into the part of the stove that warmed the water. Can't remember what they called it. And at one end of the other end of that lean-to was the pantry, and then at the end was the washing machine, which was run by a gasoline engine, an old-fashioned horizontal gasoline engine. I'll tell you about that gasoline engine later. And then there was a sitting room. We call it the sitting room. It was actually they call the parlor. That was where you didn't go very much, but the piano was in there, and the bookcases and some furniture and a carpet on the floor, and that's where you entertained the preacher when he came. Then there was a downstairs bedroom, reasonably sized, and that's where Ma and Pa slept. Unless Grandma and Grandpa Summerall were there, then Ma and Pa slept upstairs. There were 3 bedrooms upstairs. And see, everybody was home there for a while, and I can remember Ivan and Gerald and Tony. They slept in the big front bedroom, and Violet had another bedroom. And when we were crowded at first, I slept with my sister. And then Ma and Pa slept in the other room, and Peter slept on a cot in that bedroom, while Grandma and Grandpa Summerall slept in the downstairs bedroom.